Welcome to Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast.
Sorry, I didn't give you one of my beers to open.
You're good.
Well, welcome into Just an Average Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel Hayes, with Matt Baker.
Hey, that's me.
Larry the Bus Driver Cowan.
What did he?
You can find us at avgffpod.com. You can listen on the website. You can also find us on Apple, Spotify, Facebook. I almost said Marketplace. I did that again last time.
I mean, you can definitely find us on Marketplace.
Yeah, you can find me and Baker on Marketplace for sure. And then you can find us on YouTube. We're not on Instagram. We're not on the X or Twitter or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But anyway, go look us up. Give us a like, follow, subscribe. Help us get this thing going. All right, we're going to break into some news, and then we're going to talk about some early redraft values that we're liking or not liking. So let's hit that news. Wow.
What the? That was like
apparently,
in the middle of it?
Yeah, because I didn't cut this thing off last time, and so I didn't reset. So anyway.
Yes. Wait.
There we go. Super intense.
Super duper
news
super
music.
intense.
All right. We generally don't talk about defensive players getting traded, but when the best defensive player gets traded to a team that's already stacked, we do talk about it. Myles Garrett traded to the Los Angeles Rams for Jared Verse and some draft picks. I heard I can neither confirm or deny this, but I heard that there was Joe Burrow's house threw a massive party. I heard Lamar Jackson threw a massive party.
It was definitely.
I heard
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers threw a massive party. So the AFC North is dancing in the streets. Jared Verse is a good defensive player. Don't get me wrong, but he's no Myles Garrett. I heard that Mason Rudolph doing cartwheels outside.
They were lopsided, but they were still cartwheels.
Yeah, he had
Just for that chance that he has to play this year.
Yeah, he was holding his helmet in his hand when he did it. But yeah, so Myles Garrett goes to the Rams to stack that already really good defense. There's rumors, according to Pat McAfee, Aaron Donald has reached out and said that he's considering coming out of retirement to play alongside Myles Garrett.
If that happens, oh my God.
Have you seen the videos of him lifting weights right now? Oh my God, dude. Like, you're retired. Look, I live like I'm retired right now. When I get retired, it's only going to be way worse. I'm not going to still be lifting weights. I mean, to be fair, I'm not lifting weights now, but.
That's true.
Bro, if that happens, Brock Purdy's dead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's on the flip side. I heard Brock Purdy was he's meeting with preachers and priests.
They redid Kittle's contract. Now he's only blocking the whole time. Yes. He's not allowed to catch the ball anymore.
Who's their left tackle that's like a beast for the 49ers? Anyway, he's now Trent Williams. Yeah, so Trent Williams, his new contract says that when they play Myles Garrett, he has to follow him. Whether it's left tackle, right tackle, guard, center, wherever Garrett lines up, that's where Trent's got to move.
Yeah.
He's going to be the first O-lineman that's going to be in motion. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out. I know that the 49ers, like, their fans are pissed because they have a ton of cap space, and they were hoping, that there would be a big trade or signing for them, which hasn't yet to come. But there it is. Myles Garrett now with the Rams in the NFC. So do we give the Rams a ring now, or do we just play it out?
I think what they should do is just give them the ring and let all the other teams play, so we can have our fantasy go on. But don't worry about the Rams.
I'm going to still need the Rams to play. I still got just way too many Kyron Williams shares.
I got a lot of the elite Devontae Adams shares.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Well, luckily they'll have the ball a lot.
Yeah. That's true.
Sam Darnold, he's dead.
Yeah, Sam Darnold's dead.
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy's dead.
Yeah.
Whoever's for Arizona.
Whoever's there. I mean, that team's
Jacoby
already
Brissett
dead.
still hasn't showed up there. He
Carson
wants money.
Beck is dead.
Yeah, well,
It could be really bad for him. So,
well, Carson Beck's like an alligator. You know, the problem is if Myles Garrett gets in between, like at his nose, he can't see him because of how far apart his eyes are. He'll see him coming, so that's always a bad thing for Carson.
He's going to get pancakes.
all the time.
Whoa, where'd you come from?
AJ Brown traded. We all felt like this was going to be a thing that happened. It had been talked about for months. We were waiting for the June 1st date. So they did fall through. The first round pick goes to the Eagles, and AJ Brown is now on New England. I think that it's best for all parties, to be completely honest with you. I think AJ Brown was not happy with the Eagles. He even mentioned that him and Hurts weren't as close as they used to be. So we kind of knew that. I think him and Sirianni were not getting along. You know, you saw that on the sidelines a little bit last year. So we know Vrabel loves him, coached him in Tennessee. So, you know, it's a little bit of a homecoming for him with that. He's used to the scheme. Well, I don't know if he's used to the Vrabel scheme because he played under a different scheme. That was under an Arthur Smith scheme back then. But he's definitely used to Vrabel. And then, hey, Drake May is one of the most prolific down-the-field passers, and that's A.J. Brown's strength. So I think it's going to be great. Devonta Smith is now the dude in Philadelphia, so we're going to see if the Slim Reaper can go out there and do big things. And then you got Mekhi Lemon.
Yeah,
so.
I was going to say Mekhi Lemon is probably the beneficiary here.
Oh, yeah.
But somebody that took a big hit, I feel bad for my Booty, man.
Booty, yeah, that's a tough.
I think Booty took a big hit, and Romeo Dobbs too, because I don't know if Romeo Dobbs could have been a one. I think he's a very good receiver. I think he's a very good possession receiver, and so I don't know. I think he's still going to be okay, but it was going to be interesting to see how that played out with Booty and with Dobbs to be the guys down there. Plus, whether Pop Douglas could. Get back into form. So
and what Kyle Williams, the rookie,
they
thought about
that. I mean, this speaks a little. I think this speaks a little bit to them not expecting much from Kyle Williams or Chisholm, who's also there too. The two rookies from last year. So
I was just hoping this was the year for the Booty breakout.
Yeah.
And everybody loves a good Booty breakout.
Yeah, I mean, it might still be. Maybe Booty beats out Dobbs, and then if Dobbs can't beat that Booty, so
it's the unbeatable Booty.
Yeah. Maybe you can't stop the Booty.
Maybe not.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of Booty. I'm just be honest with you,
dude. I love Booty.
I mean,
I've always loved Booty.
Yeah, I mean, I eat it up. I'm just saying, the way he plays on the field, I'm down. So
I did see a thing that said that the Patriots did receive a lot of booty calls after they signed AJ Brown.
I like that one. Booty call. That's pretty good. That might be the best joke we made of them all. I have to give it to you for that. The script's looking good, guys. I appreciate that. So yeah, AJ Brown to the Patriots, and Booty's still there. Yeah, he's still got Booty going around. So we mentioned it a second ago. Brissett is not at OTAs. He's still wanting to get paid. So we'll see how that works out. The Giants, they signed all the Trash Panda signings. Odell Beckham got a 1-year deal. Juju Smith, they were like Oprah handing out new cars to the burn up wide receivers.
To all of them, just
Braxton Berrios got a deal. So
Juju, Odell.
I was telling Baker Berrios might be the best signing of the three just because he does special teams. They'll at least get some use out of him. I don't know what the other fucking two are going to do for the Giants. Odell's been a problem in the locker room his whole life, and Juju also. It's like, what are they like? Hey, let's bring in all the people into the locker room that we can to divide it.
Oh, this just
we got Jackson
Antonio
Dart.
Brown just signed with the Giants.
I mean, you already got Jackson Dart pissing off his teammates for political reasons. We're not going to dive into.
Don't talk shit on J6, man.
J6 pissing off his team.
They're calling it January 6th. God, I was loving it, man.
You got Scattaboo doing whatever the fuck Scattaboo does, and
mostly eating crayons.
Yeah, and ramming his head to the wall.
He was tackling cars.
Yeah, this is not a very hardball team with the drama that's being brought in of Odell Beckham and now with Juju Smith-Schuster. So
I heard a Harbaugh interview, and he was like, "We took the whole team, set everybody aside, and made them make up. So we're good to go."
Everybody's okay.
Everybody's super happy now. So we'll see how that works out.
That's what you got to tell people.
Yes. So we'll see how the Giants.
They're all smiling.
That is, it was.
I
This
wish
whole
Giants were
interview
on-
was such coach speak.
Oh, yeah.
It was just the same old. Everything's roses.
Yeah,
and
everything's
rainbows.
great. Everything's
Yeah.
great. I wish they were Hard Knocks this year. This seems like the making of a
yes.
disaster of a season.
Oh yes, that could be absolutely hilarious.
How does this look for Juju versus Westbrook Akine, though?
Oh man.
Well, that's interesting. Is Westbrook Akine on a roster?
He is. He's on Indiana.
Okay, all right. So it looks great. It looks great. Yeah, they both have the same. I think they both have equal opportunity. So the debate goes on.
He put up a whopping 14 fantasy points last season.
oh,
How
nice.
many did Juju put up last
Let
season?
me find out.
Similar.
I don't think he put up that much. So
Who was he? Was he still with the Chiefs?
he was
last
on
year?
3 different teams. He was on but I don't know that he played.
57 points.
Oh wow,
Juju's in the lead right
yeah.
now.
Brown Lettuce is still doing it. So apparently,
Yeah.
so I will say this
That's
on a
probably the
serious
same
note.
amount Darius Slayton had too, though. So, and he was an active paid wide receiver for him.
I
last
think
year.
Darius Slayton might have beat both of them combined.
He had 72 points.
Where's Sterling Shepard? Can we get him back?
He's
Last I
on
heard he was
Tampa
with Tampa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's Baker's go-to boy when it's 4th and 11, and they need to get 2 yards.
Yeah.
Baker's go-to wasn't that Baker's go-to boy? Wasn't that Bus's third sex tape?
It absolutely was. That's why you're a great journalist, because you know things like that.
Yeah, I do the deep dives.
Way to dig deep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I always dig deep in the booty too.
I've
So
forgotten all about that one. That was a good one.
Sterling
Flashback.
Shepard is not on the team.
not
right
on
now.
the team
Oh,
currently.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Giants. Sterling Shepard's
exactly.
still out
Knock,
there.
knock, knock. Go get him.
I will say I would say it's a mildly concerning about the health of Malik Neighbors.
Yeah.
The fact that they went out and they just signed out, whether they're, I don't know if they're camp bodies. They gave a 1-year deal to Odell. I don't know what they gave to Juju, and I don't know the numbers, but
They gave Odell this nostalgia deal.
yeah. But it's not like I'm not like stressed like I'm going to go drop Neighbors off my dynasty teams.
No,
yeah.
hell
But it is mildly concerning just because they're looking for bodies at wide receivers. So
for the first few games,
yeah.
maybe.
So we'll see how that.
But Harbaugh was saying he will be ready for the beginning of the season.
Okay. Well,
He said he's
everything-
hoping for him to be ready for training camp.
Yeah. So everything's great in New York, according to Harbaugh. Speaking of great, Drake London. Right before we went on the air, blurb comes off. 4-year deal, $141 million, 100 of that guaranteed, which is tremendous for these guys. They, very few get that kind of a guarantee on that amount. So, great for Drake. I think it signals, if you have him in Dynasty, obviously they're going to want to get a return on this for the next 4 years. There is a little concern with wide receivers getting paid and them, taking a step off. But Drake London I've never felt like he was that type of dude. But, I don't know. As a Falcon fan, how do you feel? I mean, that's a big chunk of money for Drake London.
Well, he's the guy right now. I never saw him as the next Julio Jones. He's not. He's not that kind of player. But right now, he is the number 1 X. So you need that guy. Like I was telling you, kind of facetiously off air, is that this kind of makes me feel better about Zach Branch, because a lot of these guys underperform after getting huge contracts like that, especially the diva wide receivers. Not saying he's going to be bad for the rest of his career or whatever.
Do you think Drake's a diva, though? Have you ever got that vibe from him?
Not really. Nah, I mean, I've never seen interviews where he's just Odell Beckhaming out there,
Yeah.
But, it's just the typical attitude of the position. Just,
I get that. for
Stereotypes.
Sure. It is definitely the premier drama position of the NFL. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, definitely. But I would like to think that it's going to work out just as well as Harbaugh thinks the Giants are going to work out. But we'll see.
I don't think Drake London's the next Julio. Julio is an all-time great. I agree with you on that. I do think he has the potential to be a top 5 receiver in the league. He has not shown that yet. And I know that you're a bit skeptical about that, even as a Falcon fan. I don't think you think he's trash by any stretch of imagination.
No, not at all.
But I think you probably consider him maybe a top 15 receiver.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just saying I want a Julio. I want a Mike Evans. I want one of those guys. An A.J. Brown.
Yeah,
yes. I want one of those guys so that the Devontae Adams role can be over here. You know?
I think he can be as good as A.J. Brown. I think he can be that good.
I think you need a Matt Ryan if you're going to worry about you need to worry more about who's throwing the ball.
That's valid. I will say that's valid.
Then who's catch? I mean, you're dealing with Penix has been missing hit and miss. Last year, and Cousins wasn't much coming off the ACL the year before. I think that position needs to be steadily and more consistent to help.
Well, you heard it here first, guys. So. Matt Baker says Matt Ryan should come out of retirement, out of the front office.
He's already in the building.
Wrap up, get back on the damn field. Right. So,
I mean, we might see a little bit more shine with Tua. If Tua can put the ball around like he did early years with Miami, where he was slinging it to Tyreek and then mixing in with Waddle when he got out there. And
Stefanski says he's the best quarterback he's ever coached. So.
I think we could see a little more potential, but I don't know. I think the quarterback is what you're really missing on seeing big potential out of
I agree with that to a point. But
I'm just
back to Bus's point. I've seen great receivers overcome shitty quarterback play too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
No, I get that entirely. So, Justin Jefferson fell off last year with shitty quarterback play.
He absolutely did.
So it's kind of a like where do you go? We thought that was untouchable.
But first of all, as bad as all the quarterbacks in Atlanta have been, none of them been JJ McCarthy.
None of them.
And who was the other guy that went out there for like 5 minutes? The
worst
undrafted
one.
guy.
Oh, God.
The worst one.
The worst one.
Yeah, for Minnesota.
For Minnesota.
Yeah, the dude that he was in Northwestern League.
God, what was his name?
Oh my God, I think he's still there. It starts with a B. It's not Brendan.
Not David Blau.
No, he's an OC now. He is. There needs to be a documentary done on David Blau and the money he's made in the NFL as a backup. If you just go look at his college career and how terrible he was in college. Like, this dude had the connections of a lifetime in the NFL. He must be the nicest guy that's ever lived. The amount of money he made as a backup. But that's a whole nother story. Max Brosmer.
Yes.
Yep. I knew it started with a B, and then I remembered Max as I was talking about. So Brosmer, and then you had a shell of
Carson Wentz.
So I will say that as bad as as Penix and Cousins were last year, I don't think any of them were as bad as those three. So
we got that going for us.
Brosmer played 100% of 2 games last year and scored 3 points in both games.
Yeah.
Listen, in defense of Max Brosmer, he should have never been on the field. He should have never been. They should have played the Wildcat with Aaron Jones, even if Aaron Jones was injured. That's what they should have done.
He threw 4 picks in Week 13 against Seattle.
Yes.
I was going to say Brosmer versus Peterman. Who are you signing?
Yeah. Peterman every day of the week and twice on Sunday.
Yes, I'll
tell you right now.
Yes. I'd have Brosmer as a backup to
Max Brosmer. I don't know if you guys remember Randy Fasani with the Carolina Panthers. He's the worst quarterback I've ever seen play in the NFL. And Brosmer is second. If you want to know how bad Randy Fasani is, go look up his stats. He had a 0.0 QBR in one game. So
I think Peterman had one of those. It was like 5 interceptions
in the first half.
Yeah. It was super ugly. He scored full-on double-digit negative fantasy points in that game.
They benched him at halftime.
At one point in his career, he had more interceptions than completions.
That is very true as well. That's it. Yeah.
God, I gotta look up Randy Fasani now that I remembered him. But before we get to that, Josh Jacobs is practicing, and there have still been no official charges filed against him.
Yeah, they're just saying business as usual.
Yeah, and that's what LaFleur says. Until something comes down, it's going to be business as usual. Which Which you know what, I understand that because, you know, if you bench him now, you keep him off the field now, and then they come back and you realize that it wasn't what he's being accused of, and that maybe he's being railroaded. I'm not saying that he is. I have not dove into this case, and I don't want to make any assumptions based off of that, but it has happened. And if you leave him out, now you've created a situation with a player who feels like he was wronged by his team and he's been wronged by this and all that. So I think that they're doing the right thing until charges have been filed. And I feel like the NFL is probably going to do the same thing until any kind of charges have been filed. So
you don't want to miss in practice. I mean, we see how some of these guys without that routine.
Have you seen the other running backs too? So.
Oh yeah, and that's another thing. They're like, please don't let this be true. Please don't let it be true. It was a wasteland going to try to pick up his backups because I'm like, even if they were available, it's like, do I really have any interest in them? I mean, Marshawn Lloyd has been just garbage.
Yeah,
and then
he hasn't been garbage. His body's been garbage.
Well, yeah.
So,
and then the other guy, what was it, Chris? Maybe not Chris. He's former Dolphin.
Hill?
Well, you got Chris Brooks.
Former Dolphin, right? He was a Dolphin, yeah.
Yeah, so,
I think Kylan Hill hasn't been there in like 3 or 4 years.
I was like, dang, that's a name. That's a hell of a name there.
Yeah.
I can't pull up his.
But yeah, there's not a lot to be desired with the running back room behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at some of the receivers and trying to see if any of them were big enough they could run back and feel like Jaden Reed might go up, you know, since they play him out of the backfield some. If Jacobs doesn't, I think that would be a big plus if Jacobs isn't out there, you know.
Yeah, well, they have enough wide receivers.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, if they involve Golden more, I think they're going to put Golden. He's going to end up special teams a lot this year.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, there was a lot of other things I was looking at other than going.
If they ran Jaden Reed out of the backfield, then Christian Watson to the moon.
Oh yeah, no doubt, definitely, yeah.
I think Christian Watson to the moon as it sits right now.
I agree.
Yeah. So, and we'll talk about that a little bit here. I'm in Randy Fasani's game, he was 4 for 18 for 95 yards. His longest completion was 16. And I can't. I'm trying to find if he turned the ball. So maybe it wasn't as bad. He threw 4 interceptions. So
yes. Yeah. Sounds just like Max Brosmer. And I will say, too, just as a touchback, too, all 3 of Juju, Odell, and Braxton Berrios got the league veteran minimum, $1.3 million. Not guaranteed, not even a roster spot guaranteed.
I got you. So,
it's more probably just camp bodies and stuff. Like that,
Mm-hmm. And this will give Odell the chance. If he doesn't make the roster, he can still retire as a Giant.
As a Giant.
Yeah,
exactly.
And just also, one more thing about Randy Fasani. Top 5 punchable faces ever created. Still does not come close to Carson Beck.
He's number 1. Is he up there?
Number 1. Number 1, Carson Beck. Number 2 is the head coach for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Number 3, Sean Payton. Number 4, Coach K.
Day.
Yeah, Ryan Day is number 2. That's it. He had the most punchable face till I saw Carson Beck's face.
Not to mention dyeing his beard jet black.
Yeah, we should do like a March Madness bracket of punchable faces.
Yeah.
And if not including our faces.
Urban Meyer's up there.
Yeah, his face is up. But here's the problem with some of these people. Their face is punchable more because of who they are and less because of, like Ryan Day, he may be the nicest guy that's ever walked the planet. I don't really know a ton about him except that he coaches Ohio State, and I don't like Ohio State.
Yeah.
But his face is punchable before. And I didn't like before I knew Carson Beck was a douche hammer, his face was still punchable. So
yeah, Lane Kiffin, if you don't know that name.
Yeah. But again, has a lot to do with the type of person he is. Too.
Yep, exactly.
I mean, his dad's also got a low key punchable face.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. Steve Sarkisian.
Yeah, the Shanahans. I mean, we can name them all, bro. We can do this for hours. Coach K's up there. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I feel like y'all have some pent up aggression that y'all just want to punch a bunch of faces.
I mean, yes.
That's true.
All right. Well, now that we're going to transition from punchable faces, we should sit down one day and come up with the most punchable faces in the NFL. But we're going to transition into players that this is all redraft. We're kind of shifting our focus from the dynasty mindset. That doesn't mean we're not going to talk about dynasty moving forward, but we're kind of like trying to it's a blending period, and then we're going to start shifting more towards, we're in June now, so we're going to start shifting more towards the redraft aspect of fantasy, the most popular aspect, if I'm being honest. And so tonight we're going to talk about some players that we're already looking to avoid based off of what the current ADP is, and some players we're thinking are value. And so this is early. Obviously, these things may change depending on how the market changes, but this is what it's going to be right now. So let's hit it. I was focusing on the keyboard player that time. He had said, the thing is, maybe that was like computer generated. Somebody with a GarageBand on their iPhone made that. But in my mind, it's just a bunch of like middle-aged white dudes who are just jamming in like some dude's like spare bedroom at their house. They're all balding. They all look like accountants, but they are getting fucking down. Well, the guy on the keyboard is 100% playing a guitar. In my mind, he's playing a guitar. I don't give a shit.
They're doing like the old Morris Day in the Time.
Yeah. They're moving with it, and they're in that groove where you're feeling the music, like it's in their soul. Exactly. Yeah, so it's like if you listen to the keyboard when he goes, he's gonna drop it down. He hits it. All right, just listen to the keyboard.
Oh yeah,
that's what I'm talking about.
Funky.
Yeah, he hits that Yeah, he had a little spice on it. Sprinkle a little spice on it. He was tired of the bass player getting all the love. It was like, I got to hit a little bass line in this thing. All right, well, I'm going to kick it off. And again, I did this last year, and it's for the same reason. I think Ashton Jeanty is going to be a great running back. I like his coach. I like the way that the Raiders are actually moving, but at running back 5, 12th overall, I am not risking a first-round draft pick on Ashton Jeanty. You look at current ADP right now, where Ashton Jeanty is going at 12. Saquon Barkley is right behind him, okay? Devon Achane is 2 places behind him. Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, I would take all these. Kenneth Walker, maybe not. He might be a little high for me too. And so for me, it's still too high for Ashton Jeanty. Well, apparently it's changed a bit. James Cook has moved up, or maybe I was looking at the wrong one when we did it. He's actually RB6, but it's still too much of a risk. If I'm drafting in the first round, I want somebody I know who has performed. I'm taking Cook, I'm taking Achane, I'm taking all these guys. Kenneth Walker again has not proven it. He did great at the end of the season, but he's somebody I'm avoiding as well at RB10. But Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, these guys, I'm all drafted. I mean, how are y'all feeling in the running back landscape at Jeanty at RB6 at 12th overall?
I don't like, I'm not going to say that I definitely would not do it. I would probably take him over Cook personally. I think the addition of Linderbaum, that's a big addition for them, for their O-line, for that whole setup.
Absolutely. I don't even know a ton about Linderbaum, but if you have a name like Linderbaum and you play O-line, you're going to be great.
That dude's amazing. Yeah. I think that's a big thing. That's going to give him, more space, more time. They got a better quarterback. There's a better passing threat. There's a lot of good additions for this offense. And their defense, they still got Max Crosby, but it's still middle of the road, I would say, even with Max Crosby. So they're still going to be throwing the ball a lot. They're going to give up points. I think Jeanty's going to get used, and it's going to be better than last year. He finished.
Oh, I think he's going to get usage for sure.
Yeah, he's going to get opportunity.
But they drafted Washington, so that I don't know that Washington. I don't think he's going to come take his job. Don't get me wrong, but I think he's better than anything they've had behind him in the last year or even this year. So Mostert's still there as of right now, as far as I know, unless he's been cut.
Mostert, haven't heard that name in a minute. But I
may be wrong about it. I'm going to double check. He may have been cut.
I think I can say I do feel like it is
he's
a little
be like
high.
34 by now.
Yeah, I don't expect Mostert. I'm not saying he's fantasy viable, but
yeah. Like I'm not going to say it's like RB6 is. It would not shock me if he finished top 5 RB this year, just because I see where the team's going.
I agree. I would not be shocked if he finished there. I just don't expect him to.
It's hard.
And I think he's being drafted at his peak as it sits right now.
That's definitely if you're drafting him here, it's because you got to feel comfortable that this is definitely where he's going to end up. And like you said,
no, Mostert's not on the team. So
Devon Achane is a safer play to me 3 picks later or 2 picks later.
Absolutely. I think Barkley's a safer play, even though Barkley had a down year last year.
Absolutely.
I feel like Omarion Hampton might be a safer play too because he looked great out there the whole time he played, minus the injury, of course. But
you can get him later.
And you can get him later, so you're spending less. Yes. You don't have to spend as much. So I see it. Like
I think Chase Brown at 18 is a better play. He's RB12.
That's an absolute steal right there. Because from week 5 to the end of the season, he was a top 4 RB.
Well, let's go ahead. So you give Chase Brown is your value.
That is an absolute steal to me. If Chase Brown's there in the
at
end
RB12,
of the first round,
18 overall.
Yeah, if Chase Brown is going, he's the top 5 running back to me personally.
All right, well, where would you draft him? Would you draft? We already know you draft him over Cook because you said you take Genty over Cook.
I draft him over Cook, Saquon, Achane, Omarion, almost every running back ahead of him right there.
What about Jonathan Taylor, McCaffrey?
That'd be close. That's my line right there.
So McCaffrey's RB4. So you think RB5?
I'd say he's RB5 is where I'd sit it and forget it. I mean,
at RB12. So
I said it last year too. I said, dude, he was going at RB10 or 12 last year, and he could have had the
actually.
Season
I think he was going lower. Maybe not. I think he was going to the end of the second, which would have put him somewhere. Probably RB 13, 14, somewhere in that
It might have been outside of RB1 because I think I said he was going to be a top 5 running back.
You were a big believer last year, and he started the season straight cheeks, and then he came on.
Yeah, the first week when Burrow
he almost
injured,
won me a couple championships because he showed up at the last minute.
He was like I said after week 5, he was a top 4 running back every week since then, and he dominated. I think he still finished like RB7 or something with the shitty weeks in the beginning and all that stuff. So,
well, Bus, what is your opinions on Genty and now Chase Brown?
As far as Genty, I also would not be shocked if he finished in round 5, but I mean RB5.
Yeah.
But I also would not be shocked if he's like 15 to 20 this season.
Same. Absolutely.
Because he's supposed to be a generational talent, but he has yet to prove that in his entire career. You can say what you want about his college tape. He was at a small school that was playing, the team was playing over their heads, and I think he was overdrafted in the end. Just because of the numbers he put up in college.
Yeah.
He hasn't proven that he can be this elite running back talent against top competition yet in his entire career.
I agree. Last year, he had a couple moments where you saw something, but they barely used him in the passing game. So that's one thing I think he's going to take a step forward in. And I do like the scheme that's coming in with Kubiak, with that same scheme that they ran up in Seattle. Kubiak also comes from that McVay, Shanahan tree. So, there's going to be some really good opportunity for him. We talked about Baker. They're upgrading the O-line. We think might have upgraded the quarterback position.
Yeah, that's true.
There's not a ton on the receiver side outside of Brock Bowers. So it looks like the run is going to be their primary offense. But I think we're all in agreement that if you're drafting him at 6, you're drafting him where he's if he breaks out, that's where he's going to be. Yeah. He's not going to be the RB1. If I'm drafting a guy at 6, I want potential that it can be the 1. Yes. And not the 6. If that makes sense.
And you're taking a huge risk if you're drafting him at ADP. Like you could end up with the RB15.
Right. Because to me it's like a 70-30 chance. 70% he probably finishes between 10 and 15. 30% he finishes above 6.
Yeah, absolutely.
He finished at 11th, RB11 last year. Didn't have 1,000 yards. Only had 5 rushing touchdowns.
Right,
but he had 5 receiving, and he got a little more use in the reception. He got more receptions than I thought he did, but he had really low yards, only 340 yards on 55 receptions. So
I mean,
a lot of dump off and not much gone with it. Averaging 4 yards per catch. So
the other thing that concerns me is Mike Washington's there, and I keep bringing him up, but he's a size speed freak. But dude is 6'2", 228 pounds. They get inside the 5, and they need to hammer that thing in. maybe he doesn't get the runs inside the 5 that you want Genty to get, and maybe Washington is going to, steal some of those touchdowns.
That's already where Bowers is king.
Yeah,
I mean, you get inside the 5, it's like Bowers is.
And how many touchdowns are the Raiders going to score this season? That's the other side of the coin, and so they're not going to be a top. Probably half of the league offense.
Yeah.
So you're already limited in the pie of touchdowns to begin with. So it's just, to me, it's too big of a risk to take at 6. I think he will fall as the draft season goes about unless there's some hype that comes out. But talk to me now about Chase Brown going at RB12. How do you feel about the Cincinnati run game? How do you feel about him and his ability to,
kick ass,
get value there to get value there at RB12, 18 overall.
Chase Brown has been an enigma to me. Outperformed anything I would have ever thought he was going to do.
Right.
And it may just be that team is the reason he's performing the way he is.
Yeah.
It's a potent offense. So he's going to get the work. Where he's going right now seems right about perfect to me. If you would have asked me last season, the season before, there's no way in hell I'm taking him at that ADP.
Yeah.
Right now, after this, I'm like, all right, he's held up. He's kind of like Kyron Williams.
Yeah.
It's like
he's there.
He's worked. He's done what he's supposed to do.
The difference is Kyron's got a guy behind him that's chomping at the bit, and they have not brought anybody in to threaten Chase Brown.
Yeah. They're looking at it like this is our running back. And when the offense is just that good, then you have to go with the guy. So I like Chase Brown at this ADP.
All right. Well, since you're talking, give me somebody you're avoiding or somebody you're looking to for value.
You know what? Jeremiah Love. I know this Cardinals running back situation is up in the air. It's an ambiguous backfield. I know all the fantasy analysts love to say that these days.
What do they call those? The when a term is like not hot terms, not trigger. Buzzwords. Yeah, that's the buzzword. Ambiguous.
Oh, yeah. They love that. Ambiguous backfield. Look, Jeremiah Love is what Ashton Genty was supposed to be. We know this guy was elite against top competition in college. So he could end up being an RB5, 4, 3. You never know, man. Somebody's going to break out. I don't think it's going to be a 4-way split all season. But when you're taking him at RB13,
21 overall.
21 overall, you've got the chance at the RB2, 3, 4. So I'm taking him. I'm taking the chance on that because he could be your second RB on your team.
Yeah.
And you got the chance to have 2 top 5s.
Yeah, because you're getting him close to the turn. So say you start the draft and you start with the 103, and you go and you grab Bijan Gibbs, you're lucky, or even Jonathan Taylor, or McCaffrey. You can come back and grab this guy, and you already got the hero. So now you're going for Jeremiah Love, who. If he does break out, he has the pass catching chops. He did it in college. He has the athletic ability. He is, when you talk about generational talent, I think the one thing, like you mentioned earlier with Ashton Gentry, that a lot of people threw away was the fact that he did not come from a premier top 5 school, and so our top 5 conference school. So he has all that. He checks all the boxes: production, school. Pass catching, size, speed. He's running sub 4.4. So, I agree with you. I think that people are a little scared off because there's a billion people currently running backs in the Arizona Cardinals running back room, but they spent the 3rd overall pick on him. You don't draft somebody at the 103 and say go sit on the fucking bench.
He's going to get the biggest chance, for sure.
And if he's as good as we all think he is, when he steps on the field, he's going to do things where they're going to go, well, we can't sit him.
Yeah.
We can't sit him for these old decrepit fucks, or these
non-talent. See what we can get out of these guys.
Yeah. And so I don't know. How do you feel about Jeremiah Love going off at RB13? What was it? 22 overall, 21 overall.
No, this is good. This is,
and I will say I'm generally out on rookies.
Well,
but he's in that zone where I'm willing to take risks.
Well, like last year they were putting Genty up in RB12, RB11,
he was RB9. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And this is where
this year.
Exactly. This is where I feel like this is a safe place to draft a running back that's a rookie that you're not super comfortable with. Because last year you had to draft Genty as a rookie under similar circumstances as your first running back in the top of the draft, and that's way too high. I said it last year, but this is a place where I'll take a risk. I mean, I'll take a shot at him over, a lot of, especially if I miss a running back in the first round. Let's say I had the 103 and I had to take Chase. Jamar Chase. I have no problem grabbing Jeremiah Love here, and then I get the next turn, and I can grab me somebody else to help secure that spot.
Yeah, because it's going to come right back around.
Exactly. On that, come back around on the next turn.
Yeah,
and
so
I
you
feel
can maybe
really
get him and Brees, or him and Etienne, or H and whatever. I don't know.
However he says it, or whatever.
I think Travis is just fucking with us, to be honest with you.
I think so.
But I feel this is a really good value. This is a good value for, like I said, rookie running backs that you're not sure, but you believe in them. I'd take more of a shot here than I would 6-8 picks before this, if that makes sense. So it is definitely value.
Well, I will say the only one I would be willing to take over him, Jeremiah Love, that I'm looking at here is my first value play, and that's Breece Hall. Breece Hall is currently going off RB14, 27 overall. He is the next running back on the list after Jeremiah Love. And if I'm sitting there and I'm looking at both of them, I don't know what it is about Breece Hall. I'm not a Jets fan. I know last year I was in on the Jets like an idiot, but they just gave him the contract. They have a different offensive scheme this year. As bad as it sounds, Geno Smith is a better quarterback than what they had. I know that's the terrible thing to say, and I do not expect the Jets to go out and win a ton of games. But I do think that they're finally going to commit to Breece Hall. I believe Breece Hall is a talented enough back that he could be as good as these top running backs. He could be if he played on the teams that Bijan or Gibbs or McCaffrey played on, he could be in that top 5 realm based strictly off of the talent that he possesses within his body. And if he is now getting paid and he is motivated, and the team has committed to him, like last year, everything was up in the air. And I think he felt like he was an afterthought. He wasn't part of the cool kids. And it does bother me a bit that he allowed that mentality to creep into his mind, and it seemed as though it affected his play. But I'm hoping this year he's reinvigorated, and I hope that this year they're going to commit to him, and I'm going all in on Breece one more time. Mm-hmm. One more time, and if he fucks me again, I'm out. But I'm getting him at RB14. It's not like I got to draft him in the first round.
Yeah. And he has finished top 2. He's finished the season already in that elite status.
On a shitty Jets team.
Yep.
And I don't think the Jets defense is going to be what it has been. So they're going to have to put up a fuck ton of points. They're going to be on the field with the offense all the time. And so I'm in on Breece Hall this year. I'm not in on the Jets. I'm not even that much in on Garrett Wilson, but I am in on Breece, and I really, I want him to succeed. I feel like he's going to. So I don't know. Bus, you seem as though you're not as optimistic as I am. So I want to hear what I assume is your opposing view of that.
Bro, I don't hate the talent. I hate the team. I hate the offense. It could work out. You could get ADP out of him by the end of the season. I doubt you're going to get any higher than ADP. Bro, or this could just be a bust. It's the Jets, man.
You're not talking me. You're not talking me down, bro. You cannot steal my love for Breece. I will tell you this. I'll go ahead and put it here on the table. If he finishes as a top 10 fantasy running back and a half-point PPR this year, I will buy a Breece Hall jersey.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
All right.
I will rock it, and I'll support him.
Write that down.
Yeah. So
top 10.
You want a Jets jersey?
I'm telling you, only if it's a Breece Hall, but he's got to be a top 10 fantasy back. And the other reason is I've got him in a few places. That means that he has really helped my team. So I'm not opposed to it.
This could be just willing it to happen at this point.
I mean, you are aware that for them to get touchdowns, Geno's going to have to get them down the field.
Listen,
right?
we don't need to break this down analytically. Okay?
Unless you're expecting them to break off these 80-yard touczdowns, then I'm all in.
Yes, that's part of it.
That's essentially what's going to happen. I mean,
yes, at some point, and I think that that Garrett Wilson is going to figure out how to also break off, 60, 70 yard receptions.
Yeah, he's going to have a big year too. He's going to take all the 3-yard catches to the house everywhere. Stowers is probably going to have a big year.
Well, that's the Eagles.
Oh, no, that is the Eagles. Never mind.
You're talking about Sadiq.
So, Sadiq, there you go. Yeah. Sadiq's probably going to have a big year on the 3-yard dump
Mason Taylor.
Mason Taylor will,
yeah.
Whoever the second receiver is going to be is not going to have a good season.
Yeah. and whoever does get the most touchdowns, you're not going to know who they are until week 6.
Yeah.
Because it's going to be,
guys,
somebody deep on the depth chart.
Stop peeing on my Breece Hall love, man.
Like I said, I don't hate it. I don't hate the player. I don't hate the talent.
You just hate the game. You don't hate the player. You just hate the game.
Exactly. Yep.
All right, Baker, you got somebody, or are you just going with the flow?
I'm rolling with the flow. I mean, I don't know. We're looking at ADP here, who I'm not willing to spend for. Let's go with break my heart once, and I'll let it go. Break my heart twice, and I have to let it fly. But Zay Flowers,
he was almost on my list.
Wide receiver was at 16.
Yep, 36 overall.
I love Zay Flowers.
But where did he finish last year?
He finished close, but not. I think he was drafted at like. I can't
remember where he got drafted last year.
I was big on him last year, hoping that he was going to be.
Yeah, I'll tell you where.
Wide receiver 7.
Yeah.
Last year, but I don't.
He had 1,200 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Who else is going to take targets from him? You got to take consideration too. I'm just giving you the alter thing because I'll be honest with you. I like Zay Flowers, but he was almost on my avoid list. But then I started thinking Lamar had a down year.
Yeah.
That offense had a down year. They're under a new complete coaching staff. I don't know if it's good or bad.
Yeah, whether that works out.
Yeah. And they drafted Surratt, who could potentially come in, but they didn't sign anybody that's going to come in and steal targets away from Zay.
They got rid of Likely too, so I mean that could add something else. I mean Andrews is getting older, but he did sign a contract.
And you're getting Zay Flowers at wide receiver 16, 36 overall. For me, it was one of those where I can't. As much as I want to say no, I think he's probably.
I guess that's true too. With the potential,
he's probably a little bit of a value. Just because when I saw that he finished at 7 last year, I was like, oh shit! I did not realize he finished that high.
I didn't either. And I had him a bunch of places, but it didn't feel like.
I think it was an all or nothing. I didn't look at the game log, so I feel like it was an all or nothing where he either gave you points or he shit all over the field.
Yeah, because I mean it's like 24, 11, 2. 10, 9, 5, 10, 8, 10, 9, 9, negative 0.4.
Yeah.
Then 16, 14, 17, 11, and 30.
Yeah. So
it was an end of the season rush.
And that was when Lamar was finally feeling healthy.
Yeah.
And they were trying to get back. They were still fighting for their playoffs and all that. So I think that Lamar's going to bounce back. And if Lamar bounces back, then Zay's going to be money, in my opinion.
He's the necessary option. What else do you have there?
Yeah, it's also the reason I've been going on Surratt a little bit on some of these drafts because you can get him in the 3rd round, and it's like I don't know if he's going to be good. He was okay in college. He's got a pretty good skill set, and they need an outside receiver. I don't think Rashad Bateman is shown to be anything that we can depend on. So,
Rashad Bateman has just turned into Mac Collins.
Mac Hollins, yeah.
Hollins,
I would give him that, or who was it? Palmer, that was with the Chargers for a minute.
Yeah.
Joshua Palmer,
both former Bills. So keep going.
I think Mac Hollins is former everybody.
Facts. Yeah. Former barefoot. No, he's probably still barefoot.
Yeah.
All right. Well, give me who's your next either value or avoid.
Avoid. Oh, let me pull this up. Look. If you were debating on taking Caleb Williams, let me ask you this. Would you take him over Josh Allen?
Hell no.
Would you take him over Lamar Jackson?
No.
Drake May?
Absolutely not.
No.
Joe Burrow?
Nope.
Jaden Daniels?
Nope.
Jalen Hurts?
Nope.
Justin Herbert?
Nope. Me personally, no, but I'm willing to listen to an argument. I'm willing to listen. I'm not going to make it, but I'm willing to listen. No.
Trevor Lawrence?
No.
Well, he's going off at QB5 right now.
Yeah,
Patrick Mahomes.
I might take him over
at this point, maybe.
Yeah, based off of Mahomes. I mean, last year Mahomes was really good. That one's the thing about it is that Mahomes' potential of what he can do if he lights the world on fire is very high. I don't think Caleb Williams is much better than what we've already seen.
What about Matt Stafford?
Yeah, I'd take him over Stafford.
You think?
Yeah, because Stafford's a statue, and I think he's going to regress. I don't think he's going to be the QB5. I think Stafford's still going to be okay. I think he can finish.
But you would agree that most of the fantasy football drafting world would not at this point.
I don't know.
Because of what happened last year.
We're talking about ADP.
Yeah, they may
so they're not currently.
Yeah, that's true.
This is
So
you would think though, but that's my point though. Is I think his ADP is way too damn high.
I will agree with that.
At QB5, I can name 12 that I would draft over him.
Yeah.
Not saying that I think he's bad and he's not going to live up to his potential. I think it's just too much of a risk right now because we haven't seen him live up to a QB5.
We haven't seen him complete over 55% of the passes yet.
Exactly.
And he's not Cam Newton. Cam Newton was an anomaly that he could go out there and complete 54% and still finish as a top 5 quarterback because he was going to run for 800 yards and 12 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
Caleb Williams is not going to do that.
No.
He will run a bit. He may run for 300-400 yards. He may get you 5 or 6 touchdowns. But if he's not going to throw for over 60%, if he's not going to throw for 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, then he's not going to be a top 5. Where did he finish last year?
5.
Okay, what? I did not expect that answer. I probably should have looked it up. How did he finish? So, what was his rushing last year? It had to be his rushing then, because it was not his yards.
77 attempts for 383 yards.
How many touchdowns?
3 touchdowns.
How did he finish top 5? Was the quarterback position that bad last year?
He threw for 3,942 yards. He had 27 touchdowns and only had 7 interceptions.
I mean, that's still not top 5 numbers by my estimation.
It's not super elite.
I think that Lamar was down last year. Maybe the quarterback position was down.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, no, it definitely was.
How many were injured?
It definitely was between
Burrow
injury
didn't play.
Burrow missed
Lamar
a bunch of games.
Down.
Lamar missed a bunch of games.
Jaden Daniels was out.
Jaden Daniels missed most of the season.
Yeah,
so he was by
like his
completion a top 5.
Yeah, I'll say that. But he did finish top 5. So I will. I have to eat that, but I just don't think that's something he's going to. I feel like if he throws those same numbers up this year, he's going to be 9.
10. Yeah.
If everyone stays healthy and the quarterback position goes back to the way it should be. Mm-hmm. I would be interested to know, and this would take probably some research to do, where if he took those same numbers and you put them in the last 10 years, and each year where those numbers would have had him finish. You know what I'm saying?
I would guess averaging around 10.
Yeah, and so and so that would probably be a better way, a better indicator of what his stats can get him. Because generally, if you're not finishing with close to 4,500 yards and 30 touchdowns, if you're a quote pocket passer or somebody's not going to rush the ball, then you're not going to be considered a top 5 type elite type or quarterback prospect. So.
Okay, so let's look real quick, just using Sleeper as an example here. In 2024, 5 overall, 30 was Jaden Daniels, which he had 891 rushing yards.
Yeah,
right? So,
So that's
what
I'm saying.
But he only threw for 3,500
right,
yards.
yeah. So, but he had the 800 yards. How many rushing touchdowns he had? 6 or 7?
He had 6, yeah.
Yeah.
But he also had 9 interceptions. And
but I mean, it's only 2 more than what
Bo Nix finished 7th overall. He had 567, which is still more rushing yards.
Right.
He had a lot more interceptions, 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
And he only threw for 3,700 yards.
Right. And what, 27 touchdowns?
29 passing, 4 rushing.
Right.
Now, Jalen Hurts only threw for 2,900 yards in year 8, and was 8. But he had
a down year that
630 rushing yards.
He probably had because of the tush push.
Yeah,
he probably had 8 or 9 touchdowns.
That's what he had: 14 rushing touchdowns, 18 passing touchdowns, 5 interceptions. But that's at QB8, and his numbers still aren't as low as what I mean outside of his passing yardage. But that, I mean, Sam Darnold threw for 4,300 yards, which is 400 yards more. Yeah, and he was QB9, and he only had 35 passing touchdowns. Right, but he had 35 rushing or 200 rushing yards. Yeah, so I mean, so that's generally realistically, he's around that 10 mark. Last year was an anomaly, 8 or 9. Yeah, where he should fall, and that's just going off 24. Right, we can go back another year, and it's probably going to be really close to that.
So, can he improve? Yes,
absolutely.
But you are drafting him at his ceiling, right?
You're drafting him higher than his ceiling because we just showed that his ceiling's technically QB9.
Yes,
would be his ceiling. And
unless he improves.
Unless what was his pass percentage last year? 53%. So in order for him to improve, he's going to need to get over 60%. If you want to talk about people who are elite passers, who you go look at Sam Darnold's 4,300 yard year, I bet his pass percentage was around 62, 63%. And so, you know, he has not shown to be that guy, whether he can be. He has a great coach. He's in a great system, and he has really good receivers. So I'm not saying he can't, but Josh Allen was a 50-something% passer, and he had to make massive changes to his entire mechanics. And he did it. He's one of the very few throughout the history of football who was able to go from a sub 55% passer and become an elite passer over 60%. And so you go back to looking at Breeze's heydays, he was close to 70% every year. And that's when you get into the Brady Breeze type echelon of passers. And so, you know, it's just, for me, I just don't see Caleb Williams getting to that place. I think he is a good NFL quarterback. I mean, he's great for his team. He is a winner. He comes through in the clutch. He will make some throws on the run that he might, him and maybe two other people can make on the whole planet. But then he'll stand in the pocket and have three guys open and throw it to the one guy that's covered and throw an interception. You know, and or throw an incompletion at the guy's feet. And so I think I agree with you 100%. Caleb Williams at QB5 is an absolute bonkers. Is only Bears fans drafting right now or something?
It's crazy. So according to Sleeper, his completion percentage last year was 58.1. The next, I could have swore it's 53. This says 58.1, but then if you go down here to QB 22, Cam Ward was 59.8%. That's the only other quarterback in the top 20
that was under
60%. Everybody else is 64, 63, 68, 65. I mean, Josh Allen was 69.4.
Nice.
Drake May was 72%.
Yeah.
Stafford 65. Trevor Lawrence was 60.9, but but that's Trevor Lawrence.
But he's just barely, but
but I mean, it's still, he's under 60%, and he somehow got, I don't know where his numbers came from.
That's the thing that boggles me, is that you talk about he was top 5 and his rushing wasn't there. He didn't have rushing touchdowns. He didn't have a ton of passing touchdowns, and he didn't have a ton of yards.
Yeah.
So I don't know
where his points come from.
Anomaly.
Was he a receiver at some point? We didn't know about it.
It's something. I think it's stacks.
Was he playing on special teams? Where's these points coming from?
I have no idea what's going on here.
Is there a Caleb Williams scoring system that we're not privy to?
He's on a grading curve.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to dig deep. That's kind of like weird. I mean,
You know who had a better percentage completion than him?
How many games they play?
17.
Bryce Young.
Didn't look up Bryce Young. So you may be right. You may be right. But the next guy who I actually like to invest in.
Oh, okay. So this is your value.
I figured I'd roll into it because it's the opposite of Caleb Williams. And that's Cam Ward.
I am big. This is a big Cam Ward house over here. I'm telling you right now, I am the president, or at least apparently the vice president of the Cam Ward fan club. I love this dude. I want him to succeed so bad. So just give it to me. Give me all the Cam Ward love, because I need it.
Dude, statistically, a better quarterback than Caleb Williams last year.
Once they got rid of the shit coaching, you go and look at what he did, 10 touchdowns and 1 interception after once the system changed with the receivers that he had. Some of the throws that he made, oh my God, dude. I mean, pinpoint accuracy.
Bro, 540 attempts, 323 completions, 3,169 yards, 15 touchdowns to 7 interceptions.
Yes. And that's what I'm saying. I would be interested. You talked about his passing percentage was 59%. I would be interested to see once what's his face was fired and the whole everything changed.
Yeah,
when he went from 10 touchdowns, because he finished with how many touchdowns and interceptions?
17 touchdowns.
There you go.
17, and how many interceptions total? 7?
7 interceptions.
All right, so before that, he had 6 interceptions and 7 touchdowns. After that, he had 10 touchdowns and 1 interception. That's how he finished the year.
Yeah.
I don't know what week it was or when it all changed, but I would be interested to see what his completion percentage was from that point forward and what it was before, because it was probably garbage can, and then it was really good. And so the splits for him, and the hope. And I like Dayball. I think Dayball is a very good coach.
Absolutely. Quarterback whisperer.
Yes. He is who helped Josh Allen's transition. He was there for that, and now he's there. They I forget who the head coach is they brought in. It's escaping my mind now, but they brought in a solid head coach. They brought in a solid offensive coordinator, and they drafted Cardell Tate. So I told Baker this, I think a week or two ago, I think on a Thursday when we did a podcast. The Titans for me are who I thought the Patriots were last year. A team that nobody's expecting to do anything of. I'm not saying they're going to make it almost, like as good as the Patriots were last year. I just think they're a team that can make some fucking noise, and they're going to surprise a lot of people. And it's going to be, the potential is there. They already had a pretty solid defense. The run game's a little sus, but I think what they're doing offensive, or what they're going to probably do offensively, is going to be pretty solid. So
they added pieces. They did not get worse by any means. They should be even better than they were at the end of last season. So
absolutely,
you could have the QB5 and Caleb Williams drafted at his absolute ceiling,
the highest
or
he'll ever be.
You can have QB22 as your single QB league quarterback,
who could finish top 10
at 135 overall,
and feel great about it. Yep.
Robert Saleh is who the head coach is.
Yes.
Who is a great defensive coordinator. He was an okay head coach of the Jets, but it's with the Jets, so you give him a little bit of slack.
Exactly.
And so as long as he lets Dayball run that offense and he cooks with that defense, this team could be sneaky bad.
Yeah.
And I mean bad and good.
Yeah, I'll take Cam Ward all day. I'll pass on all those quarterbacks and just grab him late.
Second to last pick or some craziness. If it's a single QB, definitely you don't even have to look at him. But
exactly.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to
unless you got teammates that are like, I need 3 quarterbacks.
Well, we're running a little bit short on time, so I'm going to hit a couple. I'm going to hit one that's pretty spicy. You can guys, we can talk about this for a minute, and then I'll run through the rest that I have. My spiciest one is to avoid, and it's just a gut feeling. It probably has a lot to do with some of his off-field stuff, and that's Puka Nacua. He's going off wide receiver 2, 4 overall. I want to be clear. I think that Puka Nacua is either the best or easily one of the top 3 best wide receivers in the NFL right now. I will not deny that. I also think that Puka Nacua is as smart as an empty beer can. And I don't know if it's because of brain damage or if he's just a fucking moron. It worries me about what his off-the-field antics and stupid shit, because if you talk to people at the beginning of last year, everybody's like, oh my God, Puka Nacua is the greatest dude you ever met. You want your daughter to date him. And now I'm like, I don't want my daughter in the same state as this dude. And so I don't know what's going on between the ears, and that always scares me with a receiver. I do think he's in a great organization to help deal with that. He's obviously with a very good quarterback, a very good coach, a very good system, all those things. But I'm scared. The risk at him being the 4th overall pick and the wide receiver 2 just scares me. Am I dumb? Am I stupid if I'm sitting at that pick and instead of taking Puka, I take JSN or JT or even McCaffrey or even Amon-Ra?
Listen, I live life by one rule, and that is don't piss off the Samoans. So I'm not going to say any of that. However,
that's a good ass rule. I'm going to be honest with you. I need to add that rule to my list because I never want to fuck with the Samoans. Yes. And I want, if you're listening out there, not trying to disparage Puka Nacua. I hope that he gets all the help he needs and he comes back bigger, badder, and stronger. I'm just nervous to invest that much draft capital in somebody.
Yeah, but good guy overall. I'll say that. I really like the guy. But no, I wouldn't be mad if you took JSN or who we got there.
JT, McCaffrey, Amon-Ra, CeeDee Lamb, Justin Jefferson.
Jefferson is probably about where I draw the line there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd take pretty much all those over that too, but
if you're expecting the regression, then it kind of makes sense. I don't know, but
you're obviously,
there's still a good chance
you're drafting Puka at his peak, but when you're drafting in the top 4, you can't. It's really hard to find value there.
Well, yeah. Well, you want whatever you feel is going to be the most consistently
right,
like where you feel the most comfortable with it, and it's always shaky when you got off-field stuff already, and you don't know like how it's going to be. He did have 1 year with injury and he was down. He's still a great year, but he's still it's finishing 26 and you know. And then but when you can look at like JSN, still young and dude balled last year. I think Cooper Kupp is the real wide receiver whisperer. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad to take Amon-Ra. I probably would take Puka over CeeDee Lamb and Jefferson and Cook and that down there. But I mean, it's the top four. That's anywhere in the top four is a tough pick. If you can't get Chase Gibbs, Bijan, you're pretty much just riding with your gut anyway. So
yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to hit the rest of these avoids. If any of these are you have contention with, we'll hit it. T. Higgins, wide receiver 15, 34 overall. I don't want nothing to do with that. I think you're taking him at his peak.
Agree.
DeAndre Swift, RB 23, 53 overall.
I
think Mononga is getting primed to take his job.
If it happens, though, I mean, it feels like we say that every year.
I know we do talk. We're trying to talk it up, but
I don't like Bashaw Tootin at RB 26, 61 overall. It just scares me. I don't think Chris Rodriguez is going to take his job, but Chris Rodriguez is going to steal a lot of touches. It could be a
50-50 split.
Well, you got the was it Allen? The last LaQuint Allen.
Oh yeah,
who flashed a little bit too. That's behind him, and then Rashee Rice again. Same reasons, kind of with Puka, with his off the field antics at wide receiver 13, 30th overall. It scares me to go after these guys. And at any moment, then you can miss 6 weeks with them. So,
bro, I'm to the point where I just avoid Chiefs altogether. At this point.
Well, we were talking about it off air the other day about how it seemed like every year for like 5 years running, it's like whatever rookie wide receiver they drafted, everybody was all in on.
Yeah,
and it's like 4 years in a row, it was a fail.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so tough.
I mean, Rice is a beast when he's on the field, though.
Yeah.
We can all agree on that.
Well, I drafted him last year in 2 redraft leagues, like in the 3rd round, knowing he was missing the first 6 weeks. You know, and he won me a championship in one of them. So I mean, it's like
it's the curse of Tyreek Hill.
It is. It's one of those where like if you're gonna spend it, you got to understand what you're spending. Right. I mean, and if you're willing to take the risk, take the risk. I mean, it's with any of them. You know, especially. I don't know, like everybody's hype on Kenneth Walker's got me out of my head.
He's somebody that I wanted to put on here to avoid, but I thought it was just too obvious.
Yeah, it really
I'll
is.
hit these and then Bus. I know you got a couple you want to hit. These are my values that we didn't really get to. Devonta Smith, wide receiver 14, 32 overall. I feel like the market's not reflecting the trade yet, so that might be part of the reason why he's a value at 14, because I think now he has the potential to be a top 10 wide receiver. Tedero McMillan at wide receiver 17, 37 overall. That might just be a Panther love coming through, but I really do think this guy could be a top 10 wide receiver next year. Travion Henderson, RB 20, 49 overall. I think this offense is primed for him to have a breakout if they give him the chance. Ramondre Stevenson is still there, obviously. But when I'm drafting at that RB 20, 49 overall, I'm looking for upside. And I didn't see a much more upside in that zone than Travion Henderson. Roma Dunze, wide receiver 28, 56 overall. I'm big on Odunze. I know there's some people that are in on Luther Burden, which I think is also really good, but I think Odunze, you look at what he was doing last year before he got hurt and all that, he could potentially take off. And then BTJ, wide receiver 32, 64 overall, I think is also a steal. I'm trying to find value when I'm in those rounds, and these are guys that I think BTJ's already been a top 4 guy. He was straight ass cheeks last year. We all know it, and we all saw it. That doesn't mean he's going to be ass cheeks this year, but it also don't mean he's going to be top 4 this year. So we don't know what we're really getting, but the potential is there. Anything you want to add on those players?
Yeah, I actually had Luther Burden and Roma Dunze on there because they are both going so low. And it feels like both of them are at their possible floor where you're drafting them.
That's a good point.
And one of them could have a breakout. I mean, if it's 50-50, they're
they might both be valued.
So Caleb's at his ceiling, but both of his wide receivers are at their floor.
Yeah. But still, when he says Caleb's at his ceiling, it doesn't mean that he thinks he's going to finish his quarterback 27.
No, I get that. I'm just saying, like looking at yardage and splits. I mean, because I'm sure Colston Loveland, which I think is being overdrafted.
Absolutely,
I agree.
Even though, I appreciate what he does.
I think Loveland is the odd man out if this of the receiver group.
And with this, and they lost DJ Moore, so there's targets targets that are going to go around, of course, but not a ton
because he was straight.
Last year.
Talk about ass cheeks.
He didn't have a good year last year.
You look up ass cheeks in the dictionary, and you're going to see DJ Moore's picture from last year.
He's a Bills now. You're not allowed to say that. No,
I'm a little more in on him, but now that he went to the Bills.
I am 1,000% more in on him
his entire career.
Look, you talk about a big house, DJ Moore house over here. He's been a Panther, great dude, love that guy. I hope he does great with the Bills, and I am in on him. But he was ass.
It was a very bad year for him last year.
A few good flashes though.
Yeah, well, no,
that's what you get with ass cheeks.
Yeah. Sometimes you get flash.
You get good flashes.
We can call them moons.
I mean, it depends on whose ass cheeks, but still.
But yeah, no, I'm not huge on Burden. I mean, I do like Odunze. I was a big on Odunze last year, and then the injury, and of course that's where Burden did kind of step up, fill in the role a little bit. But I mean, I don't know. I kind of feel like there's not a lot of growth per se that would with other people in that area that you could draft.
We need Caleb to step over that 4,000 yard.
That's
when he had to
happen.
do something no Bear's ever done in the history of the organization. Break the 4,000 yard mark.
Yeah, and that and like I said, the potential's there. I just don't know. It's kind of risque on both of them to me. I mean, I think there's some other value around them that could potentially work out better, but that's just me though.
So who are the last guys you got there?
Well, I only have one left now, and that would be RB22 right now, going off at 51. That is Bucky Irving.
See, I'm scared of Bucky.
I get it. I mean, but that's why he's so low right now.
That's fair.
Yep.
I mean, he could return to prominence. It may not. Maybe he's injury riddled for the rest of his career. Maybe he finishes pretty low, but you have the chance at RB22 to get a guy that jumps back into the top 10.
Yeah. I don't deny that.
It's definitely a risk that you can take. We've seen him be there, so I mean, I would understand the value.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, depending on how your draft plays out, this could be your RB2, RB3.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say first of all, I really like Bucky. I love anybody drafted late who's overachiever. My problem with Bucky is his draft capital is booty, and if he starts this season and he's dumpster ass, I know they signed somebody who's escaping my mind. That is, I'm not saying he's going to take the job.
Kenneth
Gainwell is going. His pass catching is borderline elite. He led the Steelers in targets and receptions last year, and so if Kenneth Gainwell is going to steal that aspect of Bucky's game, and Kenneth Gainwell, he can be good enough that if Bucky is as bad as he was last year, and we don't know if it was injury, like if he was hurt and all that. So that's the reason I'm fading him a bit. But again, you're talking about RB22. You're right. Their value is there because of what he can be. And that's what, I talked about it. I'm always looking for value in that area, and that's absolute value. Yeah. Because he can be a top 5 back. I mean, where did Bucky finish 2 years ago? It was close to the top 5 running back.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it definitely was.
Yeah. And so
Kenneth Gainwell, that guy has never been an RB1. He has never stolen anybody's job.
Well, he kind of stole Jalen Warren's job last year.
Well, he's been good in his role when they need him. I want to say
first of all, I don't think Gainwell is going to finish as a top 10 running back. I want to make that clear.
No, definitely not. But I'm saying,
but he's going to take touches.
He will. He'll get some. But he has never in his career stolen anyone's job.
He kind of stole Jalen Warren's job last year. That's what I'm saying. You go look at what he did with the Steelers. You go look at their splits.
Injury, though? Why did he take over?
No,
literally, he was just
he
the
literally
pass
just
catching
took over.
Look, he had 73 receptions for 486 yards and 3 touchdowns last year for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Oh, I know. Like I said, he has been good in his role.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gotten the shot.
I don't know what he was doing for Aaron Rodgers, in between games.
Allegedly.
I'm just saying Aaron Rodgers loved him, and homie got and he performed. He stepped up when he had to. So that
was his best season ever.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. It was his best season. And again, I don't think he's going to be rolling into Tampa and kicking Bucky out the door. If Bucky shows up to the Bucky we know he can be, then Kenneth Gainwell is going to go right back to the role that he's always played his whole career as a backup who's going to come in and spell the starter, who's a good third down back, stuff like that.
Yeah, but I think that's what he'll be.
But if Bucky has regressed and his efficiency has fallen, then it's going to be a 50-50 backfield. And that's what scares me. And so I just, but again, your point is very valid that where you're getting Bucky, that's why he's fallen down because of what he did last year, because of Gainwell. And that's why his value is where it is. As long as it doesn't climb, I'm definitely willing to take that risk. I'm getting him as an RB. I mean, you probably get him as RB3 at that point, depending on how you draft.
Yeah, exactly. He's actually being drafted lower than where Gainwell finished last season.
Yeah, I agreed with that. Gainwell was not a fantasy maven, so I don't think he's going to be that this year. But he will still touches.
When you got to remember that Sean Tucker's going to get his 5 touchdowns this year too.
Fair
from him on the 1 yard line. So, I mean, Tucker's going to come out there and steal. Bucky's going to have a 60-yard break.
There's going to be that one game.
Everybody's going to be pissed.
That one game where Tucker gets 3 touchdowns.
He had 7 touchdowns last year, Sean Tucker did. Is
in
that
2
not
games,
insane?
probably.
I'm going to be honest with you. Sean Tucker might be the best running back on that roster. He'll never get the opportunity because his pass catching isn't elite. But if you talk about pure running, Sean Tucker might be the best pure runner on that team.
It's such an enigma how he can just take over 1 to 2, maybe 3 games per season. Usually is 1.
Well, that used to be Raheem Mostert's job. Well, no, not the other 49er.
Jeff Wilson.
Jeff
Jr.
Wilson's job. He, Mostert would carry the ball 80 yards.
Don't you ever say Sean Tucker is the same as Jeff Wilson? Okay. Don't you ever do that to Sean Tucker? And,
I'm just saying,
just so we're well understanding, Kenneth Gainwell signed a 2-year, $14 million with almost $10 million guaranteed. So they pay. They didn't pay him to completely just twiddle his thumbs on the bench.
Oh, they're impressed with what he did last year.
Yeah, they should be. He led the Steelers, the absolute powerhouse Steelers offense in receptions.
I don't know. I think that's more of an Aaron Rodgers thing to take.
Yeah, I will agree. Yeah, we could talk about a terrible downfield efficiency, but that's a story for another day.
Mean, he finished RB20. Before that, RB61, RB51, RB54, RB44.
No,
like I said,
I'm not afraid of Gainwell.
I'm a little afraid of Gainwell, but at Bucky at 22, I will say is if I can get him 20 or under, I'm fine.
Yeah.
If I've got to draft him above 20, I'm sweating. And it's all going to, I don't know where the players around him will be. And that's really what it'll depend on. I think that's really what it depends on regardless is who's on the board when you're drafting. But
well, it comes down to everybody that you draft is a risk at some point.
Oh, yeah. You just try to mitigate the risk as much as you can because there are certain players, as long as they're healthy, they're going to ball. Yeah. If Bijan's healthy, he's going to ball, but you cannot predict anything terrible that won't happen to him because he's amazing.
Unless they're drafted 1 overall in our home league, then it's a problem.
It's a absolute
guarantee.
problem.
So Bijan's going to get injured.
Whoever gets drafted 1 overall.
If I get the 101, I'm drafting Josh Allen.
Last year was Lamar. They drafted Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson was the 101. They tried to break the curse. They drafted Lamar as the 101 last year.
Whoever did that screwed my season.
10 years.
My youngest son did that.
10 years it's been like this.
Is this?
Wait, there was 1 year.
The first year, it's the we kicked the guy out after the first year.
That was the curse.
And he cursed
100%.
He cursed the league.
His nickname was Slapnuts, and we call it the curse of Slapnuts.
Yeah,
and because it's been every first round, like both McCaffrey years where he got injured with the Panthers. He was number 1 overall.
David Johnson
Saquon
went first.
I drafted Saquon.
Saquon went first.
I drafted David Johnson the year that he got injured.
Went out with the ACL that second year or whatever, third year, whatever it was.
Saquon's year where he still played like 11 games that year, but he was straight ass cheeks.
It was
the year that Le'Veon Bell.
Yep,
where he held out.
Oh yeah,
he was 101 that year. It's been an absolute dumpster fire. It's been a dumpster fire of number 1 draft picks in early.
Was Todd Gurley involved in any of that?
Most likely. I'd have to go back and look. There's a great possibility.
We sat down and figured up who was drafted. Like Jordy Nelson was one of them.
I've considered hiring a shaman and a witch doctor and a Catholic priest to all come to the draft. Look, I don't know which one of you could break the fucking curse, but
you got to get Slapnuts about it.
No,
that's the only way.
I'll take the first overall pick every year and I'll draft a kicker. I don't even care. I won't.
We don't have kickers.
We don't even use kickers.
If I could get everybody there one year, I had this idea that because we have IDPs, that if everyone's there and I know they're logged in, that we would the first round I would reverse the order. The 12th would get the 101, and the 101 would get the turn, and everybody has to draft their defensive player.
Yeah,
and then the second round would start with the real draft.
The actual real draft.
But the problem is that every year we got fuckers auto drafting, and I can't, unless I go in and manually set the players at IDPs, I can't get it down. So, but the other thing is it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that every year the 101, like last year I was like, oh yeah, he took Lamar, we're fine, and then he was asshole last year.
I prefer to do our home league draft before I draft any money leagues that I'm in, just so I know who not to draft. Yeah, because I can see exactly where it's going to be. Yes. Who's going to falter and stuff.
Do not take that player.
Yeah.
Like let it happen and remember to I
didn't actually believe it was a curse until last year with Lamar. That was the year I'm just like, because that was the first time I think in our league history that a quarterback was at 101, because this is a single QB league. But I keep telling everybody, if I get the 101, I'm taking Josh Allen. I'm just going to do it because he's never been hurt for an extended period of time in his career that I can think of.
But he will be.
Yeah,
he's missed a couple games, but nothing long term or whatever.
Either that or I'm going to draft Joe Burrow because this is supposed to be his on year. He was off last year, so this is on year.
So this is randomized. Whoever gets the first.
No, we
do different things. That becomes random draft order.
I don't know what we did last year. I'll come up with something this year to decide the draft order. So, but. Yeah, so there's a little bit of that. So there it is. The early season values in a void for redraft, and I'm sure that list is going to definitely change based off of how the market goes as we get closer to the redraft season. But like I say, if there's anything we say or do that helps you get to those average places in your leagues, that means we did our job, because when you finish average, you don't finish last. So I hope you guys have a good one out there, and we shall talk to you on the flip side.
Later.
Deuces.
Holla.